The fear.
Is that a joke, dude?
What's up, guys? I'm Grays, and today we're going to be taking a look at a spot in Felwood in our survival guide series. Just south of Jaden, there's this area called the Ruins of Constellas, and over the years in hardcore, we've seen some of the most morbid death clips come from this one spot in particular. If you had a heat map for Felwood, these two spots would be burning hot, and these are high foot trafficked areas. You farm the mongoose recipe from the jadefire rogues here. You can farm demonic runes. And there's just a lot of quests that bring you here. So you'll probably find yourself walking by Jaden and the ruins. And if you're in Felwood in hardcore, you're near the end game. You're 50 plus. You have a lot on the line. I think some people would say that the game gets more difficult the further you get. Maybe the NPC abilities hit a little bit harder. And likewise, you know, I would just say that your character gets a lot stronger. You have more of a toolkit, especially, you know, my main druid. By the time I hit 40, and I've got dire bear form, I've got cheetah form, I've got max ranks of spells, I've got innervate, bark skin, I become a threat. And so I don't necessarily think that the game gets harder the higher you get in the higher level zones. I think it's just the mystery associated with these spots while you're questing through here. You've probably come through here a couple times while you're leveling, but you come and go. And unless you come back and farm, you only run into these mobs one time, and you don't really know what abilities they have. If you died to these guys in multi-life, you didn't really pay attention to what they had. And so I want to better equip you next time you find yourself running through here, why this area is so difficult. And so let's take a look at the Ruins of Constellas. There's 3 different NPCs that you're going to encounter here. The first up being the Jadefire Rogue. All of the Jadefire mobs have this lightning shield effect called Jadefire. It surrounds the caster with searing magic for 8 seconds. The flames increase their armor by 50% and inflicts 50 damage to melee attackers. And all of these mobs have this, so this area is a melee's nightmare, especially warrior. While you're leveling up, warrior has the roughest time. They're gear dependent. Maybe you have a bad weapon at this point. This is a warrior's nightmare. The rogues have a gouge ability, not really problematic in a PvE environment. Sometimes whenever there's more than one mob involved, gouge can, you know, do some crazy plays on you and keep you stunned in place while more mobs are being attacked or there's one fleeing, but the gouge isn't that scary, just in a 1v1 scenario. Next we have the Fellsworn, is the caster mob here. They've got that Jadefire buff and Shadow Bolt, and I've always had this rule of thumb: if you have 2 casters on you, you're already dead. They do shadow damage. It hits really hard. Having a Fellsworn as well as another mob gets problematic real quick. And then the third NPC, which I think is why this area is most difficult, is the Shadow Stalker. And these guys are in stealth. You don't see them. They patrol all throughout the zone. They don't just stand in place. And so this turns what looks like a 1 pull into a 2 or a 3 pull real quick. They've got that Jadefire buff around them again. And they have a slowing poison effect. It decreases the time between your attacks by 25% and slows your movement speed by 30. So if you're trying, you know, if you overpull in this area, you almost want to fight to the death. And fighting to the death with the Jadefire buff and all the other abilities that these mobs have, you find out pretty quickly you bite off more than you can chew. And then near the end, we have Zavathris. If you come and go to the Moonwell for one of these quests, if you run into him, he does have an Enrage and a Bleed ability as well. So if you're a rogue, look out for this Rend ability if you try to vanish out. But yeah, as we are going to see in this clip, PAYO is a warrior. He is melee. Put some F's in the chat for PAYO. Go follow all of his socials for providing the clip for us in the first place. It'll be in the description. Go like and comment on his videos. Shout out to my little piece of shit for the level 51 death. GG. Oh man.
Please. Wait, what?
Dude, this place. The fear.
No.
Bro, why is he running so fast? Was that nifty? Bro, level 51. Painful. Painful. Almost 52. Yeah, it's just...
Is that a joke, dude?
Level 51. Look at this, too. Somebody told me about this. 180 damage. And look at how much health he had before then. 179. It was literally 1 point overkill. Oh, unlucky, man. He actually almost got out of here. Yeah, it's crazy. Rest in peace. F's in the chat for PAYO.